Today on In the Wood Yard, we're going to do some cleanup and some work, because work is what we do. Here we go. So before I get to work today, I have to do a little thank you. Number one is to Anne Marie. Thanks for sending the cat food. This is not stuff you sent. This is from somebody else. But thanks for sending the cat food. The kittens are loving the canned food. The big cats love it. They prefer that over the kibbles, the dry cat food. They're really eating it up. And recently I received in the mail from a guy named Steve Tarasenko. Is that how you say it, Steve? From Brace Ridge, Ontario, but he lives in Hawaii. He sent me a check for $200 for cat food. So I went and bought some more cat food this morning because the cats are eating it fast. We've got 5 adults and 5 kittens, and there's a bunch more kittens that have been hatched. We don't know how many there are because she's kind of tucked away into a pile over there. We haven't bothered her. She doesn't want to be bothered. But we're going through lots of cat food now, and he sent me a check for $200. So I went and bought a couple cases today. And never in my life have I ever thought I would ever be buying cat food, because I've never been a cat person. Never ever thought I would ever buy cat food, but I went and bought some cat food. So they seem to be going through about a case a week now, so it's going pretty quick, which is fine. So we'll just keep feeding them. So thanks for sending the money. If anybody else wants to send cat money, bring it. I'm gonna get to work now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to charge my battery on my dump trailer, but we're gonna charge it in a newfangled, new fashion, fancy schmancy way. So first thing we're gonna do, I'm just gonna hook this here for now. I've got something behind the camera. Look at this. We're going to use this. We're going to use the sun to charge the battery. A battery to charge a battery. That's interesting, huh? See, I'm going to open up these solar panels, put them out, and we're going to hook up the charger to the battery pack and leave it on all day, because I don't need this trailer today for what I'm going to do. And I charged up Bert's trailer, which is behind me. Last night I plugged it in with the actual cord, because the cord reached, but the cord wouldn't reach over here. And I thought, well, heck, why move the trailer? I can just plug this puppy in. So we're going to do that. Plug this thing in. It is at 54% because I used it a whole bunch the other day. And we're going to have it be charging and charging. It's a double charge. And we'll plug this one in here. And then I'm going to hook up my charger. Okay, so I'm going to hook up the charger to the posts. And I got the charger plugged in. There it is. The solar panels are plugged in, and right now, I don't know if you guys can see this, it says 54%. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can, I can see it. 54%, so, and it's charging at 129. Usually goes to like 135, 127 for watts output. Oh, input. Input is 59 watts, is 125 out, so down to 55, oh, 55%. We're picking, we're gaining. So we'll just leave it sit here today and see what happens at the end of the day. Now, what I'm gonna do next is this wood that I got at my buddy's land, this right over here in this pile, I sold some of it already. I sold a couple face cords out of here that I dumped, but there's a bunch of bigger stuff here that needs to be split, and I just kind of threw it in a pile because I needed the trailer. So we're gonna split the rest of this, and then there's some logs here, some chunks that were never cut that I'm going to get cut up. So I'm basically going to clean this pile up right now is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go get the splitter, bring it over here. We're going to use Bert's trailer because that's already hooked up to the tractor in the back. I'm going to throw it right into the trailer, and then we're going to take it out and throw it in the bins. But we're going to work right in here and I'll get this cleaned up. So that's what's happening. So we found the new kittens the other day, and Mama Cat was very defensive. She made a lot of growling noises when we got close. We followed her kind of through here. She's underneath all this garbage in there with the kittens. And I just fed her, so she's in the barn right now eating. And I walked over here and I kind of shook the top of this, and I could hear meowing. So I know there's little bitty kitties in there. So I'm going to stick the camera in there because I can't crawl in there. And I'm going to see if we can see how many there are and what they look like. But she's down in here. Down inside of here. Yeah, I can see something moving around down there. There, I put my light on so that we could get down in the hole there. I couldn't see anything when I shot the first footage, so I went and got my little light that's attached to the camera here and stuck it down inside the hole. So I put this on, stuck it down in there, and I could see they're black and white. It looks like there's 5 or 6. They're moving around, they're making noise, so there you go. Well, I got the trailer backed up to the splitter. Splitter's in place. The wood is right here. I'm going to split all this stuff first, and then I brought out a saw, and I'm going to cut up this. There's some ash and maple right here. They got dumped in here, and if I feel ambitious, maybe I'll whittle on some of this stuff too. There it is. So we're going to get to work, do some splitting, do some cutting, do some hauling, do some chucking. So it's starting to add up. I got everything that was already cut down here on the ground split up and made a mess. So I'm going to shove the splitter that way, and I'm going to cut up these pieces right here. Maybe cut a little bit more. I brought a saw out before. And you probably can't see it in the camera, but this is a slope here. It's a pretty good hill. And when I had the splitter, when I was loading it with some of the bigger rounds, and it was rocking back and forth as it was sloshing around, as it heated up, a little bit of hydraulic fluid came out here. Nothing big, just a few drips here and there a little bit, but it's because I have it very full. The last time I added some to it was when must have been, I don't know, a while ago, and I changed one of the rings on there, took it apart, and a bunch of fluid leaked out, so I topped it off. I put in another gallon or something like that, and when I filled it up, instead of just going to where I was supposed to, I just dumped the whole thing, and so it was pretty much full, like right to the top. Well, it's a relief valve on the cap there, so when you get it tipped at an angle and it heats up and you start sloshing it around, it leaked out. It's not leaking other than just at the cap. I looked at it, so a little something to kind of watch out for if you got one of those kind of caps. Okay, we're gonna move the splitter over that way and we're gonna cut this stuff up. So I was cutting like a good little boy over there, and I hit the ground twice. I noticed instantly my saw was dull, and I thought, well, I'm going to sharpen it up, and I was going to go inside and plug it in, plug my I was going to plug my Dremel in inside and sharpen it. I thought, well, I got a power pack right out here being charged by the sun. Let's come over here and use some sun power. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to plug it in, and I'm going to sharpen this puppy up, because it is dull. I noticed right away, and it was razor sharp when I started. It was really nice. It was cutting awesome. And then I hit the ground. Oh yeah, I can see the tips are all rounded. Well, not all rounded, but not as sharp as it could be. I mean, it's still cutting, but not great. So we're gonna touch her up right now. We're gonna use the sun to sharpen my saw. I don't know if this has got a odd colored link or not. It doesn't look like it, so I'll just start sharpening. I'll just count. I believe there's 42 teeth. Does that sound right? I think. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's round. Much better. Whoopsie. Yeah, the edges are all curled and the tip is not there. You want the top plate to be flat, straight line with a sharp tip. Very clean, and that's not what's here now. Now it is. There we go, that's better. Done. The sun sharpened my saw. Sweet. There we go. So I don't know, those guys that hand file that think that's the only way. This is pretty fast. And it is cat claw sharp. That's what you want. All right. Leave this stuff here just in case I hit the ground again. I'm going to get back to cutting. Oh, I forgot to mention this too. I looked at the battery pack because it's charging the battery in my dump trailer, and I just sharpened, and it is now at 63%. And before, when I started, it was 54, I think. So we gained almost 10%, and that's only been, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes since I plugged it in. 45 minutes maybe, something like that. All right, let's get back to cutting. So the solar panels I just turned into the sun again because they were facing actually that way, and I've been here for a couple hours now, or maybe 3 hours, I don't know, and the sun is now kind of more towards the west towards the end of the day here. And I just looked, it's still charging, it's not full yet. And I did check the power pack here, and I think it said 67%. Yep, 67%. So we're not gaining a lot on it, but that is because we are charging the battery in there. So what I'll probably end up doing is, once that's fully charged at the end of the day in a little while, I will disconnect that and just let the power pack charge up. Otherwise, we'll have to just charge it up the rest of the way tomorrow. Free sun. There it is. Pretty cool. Back to work. She is out of gas. I'm not out of gas though. See, I just trimmed off some of the stuff here. I'm trying to make this one here, you can see it's nice and straight. I'm just trying to take off this knob here because then we can run this through the processor. And this one might be able to go through the processor. It looks pretty big. Most of these are too big, like this stuff here. You can see there's some big boys here. These will not fit through the processor, which is why I've been cutting on them. So as you can see, they're pretty big. This is like a 36-incher here, maybe more. I don't know. It's a big one. It's a soft maple, but it's a big boy. It's Abbey wood, as my brother Ken would call it. Abbey normal. So yeah, I just kind of whittled away on some of this, and I got a bunch of that cut, and I cut a lot of these into quarters and halves because they were some pretty big chunks of ash there. So I got them whittled down just a little bit, and so that was kind of nice to run the saws again. It's been a while since I did any serious cutting. I cut 2 full tanks, and then I filled up about halfway through one, so about 2.5 tanks of what cutting I did there. But the ripping sucks up the gas because you're cutting quite a while, but it's a lot easier to rip it just in half so I can get it on the splitter. And I talked about this before, you know, even if you got a log lift, a big 36-inch chunk, it's a pain in the butt just getting it to the splitter, and then getting it rolled onto the log lift, and then lifting on the log lift, and then when you split it, it falls in half and you lose one of them. So I don't know, I think just ripping them in half is easier. The saw cut's really good. I've got plenty powerful saws. I got the 572 and the 592. I didn't even run the 592 today, but this big stuff I'm going to use probably the 592. Probably do that in a day or two. I'll cut the rest of this up here. So my plan was to get all this split. I just got a message, so I got to go do something. So that's it for today, folks. You're going to come back right here tomorrow, and we're going to do another video, 5:30 a.m. We're going to split the rest of this, put it in a trailer, and go chuck it into the bins. I'll see you then. Right now, you should go watch some more videos because you need to watch more. It'd be good for you. It'll make you feel good. Good night, Irene.